Oh, I love this video. I'm so excited. Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. Welcome back to another video. First one on the channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. And as I said, did I say I'm very glad to have you here? No, I didn't. In the pre-intro I said I love this video. I am ruining this video already with my waffle and inability to speak. Anyway, how are we all doing? Are you good? Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you clicking on this video, and I hope you're going to enjoy it because today, we are doing something wonderful. We're all about the trans positivity on this channel. Sometimes we look at transphobia and we break it down, but we're all about the trans positivity in general. I am trans. Lots of you are trans. If you're not trans, you're still very welcome to watch this video as long as you're not transphobic. Grr. But yeah, this video is all about reading out funny, awkward, relatable, heartwarming, trans-related stories and experiences that you have sent in. I asked for some submissions on Instagram. I had to delete the post after an hour because so many came in. I truly appreciate you all sending them in. I couldn't include them all in this video, but I will try and circle back to the others in another video and do something else on this topic. But yeah, these are all your funny little cute trans-related stories, so let's just read them. Yes, let's go. I was in Dublin feeling super dysphoric. I'm sorry, that sucks. My family and I went to the Bogman exhibit. I've heard of this. I'm not diminishing the historical importance, but could you imagine that being floated as an idea? Lovely family, what shall we do on this wonderful day out? Let's go to the Bogman exhibit. It's just, couldn't they have given him a cooler name? The Bogman. The Bogman exhibit. Preserved corpses from Europe. That does not make it sound any more enticing. And I was fully jealous of their flat chests. We hit a new low. Just look at the smiley face. A new low. Ding. Do you know what? I get it. Jealousy can come in all sorts and shapes and sizes, bogs and no bogs. The jealousy can occur. Those preserved corpses had flat chests, and that's what you wanted. Do not diminish your feelings of dysphoria. You did not hit a new low. It makes sense. It sounds a bit odd, but just because the whole Bogman preserved bodies thing, but it does make sense. I ordered myself a packer online. I was already freaking out, not wanting my parents to find it. Oh, the biggest stress. You don't want your parents to see your penis. Then, from the same company, a sparkly pink thong arrives. That is very different to a packer. It was meant for someone else, but I had no idea what to do with it. So with the packer boxes and the packaging, I threw it in the bathroom trash, then put it in the garbage bin outside. I love that. You could have worn it. I mean, you maybe didn't want to wear it, maybe not your thing. Send it back. I don't know, they don't normally take returns of underwear, even if it was an accidental delivery, knowing that you probably hadn't worn them. Underwear's a difficult thing, isn't it? You can't really give it away. So you put it in the packaging that the packer boxes arrived in, and then you put it in the bathroom trash. And then did you leave it there for a bit? Because if I left it there, I'd be constantly panicking that it was going to be found, and I'd be like, oh my god. And then from the bathroom trash, you put it in the outside bin. Was it like a decision of I can't leave it there, it needs to go out? Or was it just, for now, I'm going to put it in the bathroom rubbish, and then when the bathroom rubbish is full and I empty it, I will put it outside? I don't know why I'm getting hung up on the trash journey of a pink thong. A sparkly pink thong. But yeah, I'm assuming your parents didn't find your packer. That's a good thing. Oh, I have a few. Brilliant. Here's one of them. In school, I got told that all trans people were too complicated to mention in biology. See, you get basic biology. The transphobes, they are so stuck in primary school level biology that being trans is just too complicated a concept for them to even comprehend. That's why they're transphobic. It's just fear and being so angry at not being able to understand anything about being trans and multiple other things. Anyway, too complicated to mention in biology, and that all women and only women had periods. I mean, not only is that weird to trans people and incorrect in a trans sense, but also in a cis woman sense as well, because not all women have periods. And not just cis women. I don't know why I said unto cis women, because it's not all cis women have periods and trans women are women and don't have periods. That's just so bizarre. I nearly came out as a power move. Could you imagine? That school has progressed since then, though, and recently raised money for mermaids. I love it. I love progression, yes. There was just a blip in time where they only bought basic biology textbooks, but they have moved on. After my top surgery, when I still had to wear the compression vest, it often happened that I stuck my hands under there to try to adjust my boobs, because I thought I was just wearing a binder. Phantom boobage. I didn't do that, a readjusting. I mean, maybe it's because I had a fairly small chest to begin with. I didn't really have to readjust it in a binder gender or anything, but I definitely had moments where I wouldn't have a shirt on and I'd be like, oh my god, or I would come out the shower and I would put the towel on under my armpits instead of like lower down, and then I'd be like, I don't need to do that, yay, because I don't have this thing that I want to hide about myself anymore, woohoo. Yeah, the phantom feeling. Also, it kind of triggered a bit of dysphoria in me because I was like, no, I don't want them, so why is my brain telling me they're still there? But it was just a habit thing, and it does go away, don't worry. I was getting Subway for lunch once and was being gendered correctly, being called mate, dude, etc. For context, I'm Australian. Hello, Australian person who sent this in. I get to the end of the whole ordering process and my mum comes up and offers to pay, which was lovely of her. I get a bit of an odd look from the cashier and shrugged it off. Mum had said she's paying for her son's meal, gendering correctly. Yes, go your mum. And he assumed her son was the guy behind me and I was a handsome girl. Dead face, skull, dead, dying, embarrassment. Why would that occur in a line? Like that must have taken effort to not assume you were the son, and it was a person behind you, one step removed from your mother in the queue, probably more than one step removed in terms of, I don't know what I'm getting at, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Clearly that person just wasn't seeing what everybody else was seeing. It happens sometimes. That's not very fun. Hi Jamie, hello. I wouldn't really call this a fail. It does not have to be a fail. I'm looking for all kinds of trans related experiences that are just like the funny, heartwarming, relatable things. Can be anything. But my mom helped me come out to my grandfather a few months ago. I've been out as trans masked for almost 2 years now, and my grandfather is one of the last people I had come out to. I was super nervous about how he'd react. Would he still call me the wrong name, use the wrong pronouns? Since we're really close and he's almost like a father figure to me, but he actually took it really well. I took it really well. He's getting used to calling me his grandson, but it's been taking him a long time to get used to calling me by my chosen name. Yeah, it's like a habit, isn't it? And it takes some people longer than others. So we both compromised and he's now calling me M. My mum still gets confused when he texts me and his messages just start off with, hi M. Isn't M the one from James Bond? You're like the head honcho from James Bond, right? This is like a perfect moment for me to segue, right? Because I have a little story of my own to share with you today, and it is to do with not a grandfather, but a grandmother. It's a positive experience around being trans for me. It's one I look back on very fondly, and very fittingly, it is to do with YouTube. And it's a super meaningful story and moment for me in multiple ways. Honestly, this moment that I'm about to talk to you about right now, this moment was the moment that made me feel like I had made it. I'd like given back to a platform and on a platform and through a platform and to a community that had helped me so much in the early days of my own transition and just really got me in the feels, okay? And talking of YouTube, thank you to YouTube for sponsoring today's video. So I don't know if you know, but when I first realized I was trans and I was in those early days of figuring myself out and then the early stages of coming out, I turned to YouTube a lot. Watching videos from other people helped me feel less alone, helped me accept myself as being trans, and it also helped my loved ones, in particular my mum, to understand more about what I was going through and to know better how to support me. We watched videos together, including like Q&As of other trans people with their mums or parents, and just like generally like transition things. It really helped both of us understand what I was going through, like from different perspectives, obviously. Like mine was this is overwhelming, like for me, and then internally, and then my mum was like, okay, how do I support? And that help that I got through watching other people on YouTube was a big reason as to why I started making my own videos and why I still make videos today and I still do content like this. And it was always my goal from the beginning to document my own transition and have it as like a personal back catalogue kind of thing of like my squeaky voice and my top surgery and everything, but to also just have this aim of like, I would really love to give back in some way, and at the very least I would love to have a meaningful impact and meaningfully help just one other person. That would be amazing if I knew that sharing something and making content could just help somebody in the way that other people's content had helped me. Well, fast forward several years and a lot of videos later, and I had this absolutely beautiful moment in a supermarket of all places. I was just approached by somebody's grandma. They told me they were a grandma. I didn't just assume. It became clear through what they told me. She recognized me from online and she came over and she approached me and she told me that she had a trans grandchild and she had been watching my videos, and so had her grandchild, and through watching my videos they'd helped her learn what her grandchild was going through and learn how to best support them. Like literally how videos had helped my mum with me, my videos had helped this grandma with her grandchild. And I was like, I could have cried. I felt so happy and my heart was just like, oh my god. I genuinely probably would have cried had we not been surrounded by tin tomatoes, okay? It was the first tangible moment and like really memorable moment where I realized that my content was in at least some small way helping real people and helping real families out there in the world. And it was a little bit mind-blowing, just like other people's content had helped me. And I was like, oh, what? Honestly, it was a true sense that I had made it in some way and I had achieved that goal. It just meant even more to me and was so much more meaningful that I had made that happen on a platform that had helped me so much. And I was able to give back in that way. And I can still continue to do so. Hello. Yeah, so that is just a very special moment. And since then, I've had multiple other conversations like that and had comments both online and in real life from other people who've been helped by my content on YouTube and other trans creators' content. And I love this community and this sense of support and solidarity that exists because of YouTube videos and people sharing their journeys. And despite this community, the Spud Squad now being over 1 million strong. 1 million. That I cannot even comprehend that. That is what the connection I have with you, with my YouTube community, is the most important thing to me online. Yeah, it's more important than anything else on the internet. It means a lot. Okay, I don't want to get too sentimental. So yeah, thank you, Grandma in the supermarket, for not only being a great ally to your grandchild, but also helping me realize that I had made my mark through YouTube and I had achieved my aim. It meant a lot to me. Thank you to you for watching, liking, supporting, commenting, doing whatever. I truly appreciate all of it so much. Yeah, I'm gonna stop being all sentimental and get on with the other stories. But yeah, thank you for listening. Now let's read some more trans conversions, fails, awkward, funny, relatable stories. Yes! I'm not out to my parents, so I hide my packet in a pusheen pillow. Pusheen's the little cats. Pusheen, I don't know. Pusheen pillow, which is where I also hide a vape. What a useful pillow. My cousin went into the pillow for the vape, but accidentally grabbed the packer instead. Oh my god, no. I was already out to her as trans and she's supportive, just an unexpected turn of events, crying face. Oh my god. Imagine that happening. Reaching into a pusheen pillow and not grabbing what you think you're gonna grab. Good times. I'm a 23-year-old trans man and I recently changed my documents. For context, in my country you get your first passport at 14. 14? I'm pretty sure you can get like babies' passports in the UK. What do you do before 14 to travel? No traveling before 14. I'm very curious about that. So when I went to apply for a new passport, or rather get an appointment for an application, I walked into an office and the lady there, instead of asking me a reason for a passport change, looked me up and down and went, "You're getting your passport because you turned 14, right?" "Yes, ma'am." I aged backwards. You just de-aged 9 years. I don't think I would want to go back to being 14. 14 was a very interesting age for me. Probably one of my least favourite years of my life. It was in amongst a collection of least favourite years. Fascinating. It's the trans man, I don't want to say curse, it's not always that bad, but it is the trans man burden. I don't know. You know what I mean? Thing. It's a trans man thing to look incredibly young. Just youthful. Not necessarily like I'm 29. I've been on T for over 11 years. I don't think it counts for me anymore. I don't know. Comment down below how old you think I actually look. Does it shock you that I'm 29 or does it shock you that I'm not older? I don't know. But yeah, it is a thing. Like even when I was like 20, before I grew a beard, constantly getting ID'd. I'd get ID'd for things that you can buy when you're 16 when I was like 22. And I was like, really? I feel the pain and I'm sure a lot of other trans masc people can relate. When I came out to a good friend, they also came out to me and was like, "We've switched genders." And it was literally that Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme. Oh, you. What a wholesome moment though. Like you came out and then your friend was like, "Me too." It must have just been really nice and like a true moment of like, we're gonna be there for each other. My mum tried adding me on Insta where I have my new name and pronouns. I panicked and blocked her. Poor mum. No, I get it. You panicked and you blocked her. The only mention was her telling me she has Insta now and would like to follow me, and me telling her I don't really use it, so don't see a point in us following each other. She never asked about the name or mentioned that she tried to follow me. Interesting. How many times have I said interesting in this video? I feel like it's not the first time. Oh no, it was imagine. Interesting. Sorry. You panicked, blocked her, and then it's never spoken about again. Maybe your mum was really trying. I feel like because she didn't mention it, maybe she's trying to give you space to tell her yourself. But if you're not ready, you're not ready, and that's that's okay. I was walking home from school one day with my headphones in and music rather loud music. I walked past a person known for being a bully, and they said hello to me as I walked by. Confused, I just said hello back in response. They give me the most confused face possible. What's confusing about hello, bully? 5 minutes later, I realized they had actually said homo. They said homo. What is that called when somebody says something to you and you're like, I think you said this thing, or you're like, what did you say? I don't know what you said. And then you don't need them to repeat it. You just your brain has to repeat it in your head, and then you get it. And then you look weird because it's like, oh, you did him. And it's like, no, I did. It's like my brain was lagging in the processing. So your brain had a 5-minute lag on detecting the word homo. They actually said homo. And I replied with hello in a very chirpy tone. Not the response they were expecting. Still makes me laugh to this day. I kind of love the story. I hate that there's a bully, but I kind of love that this bully was stood there trying to be bullying and hateful by saying homo to you. Really? Is that the most creative they could be? And you just went, hello. I think that's brilliant. They're probably like, right, well, that really didn't cause the offense I thought it would. My 97-year-old grandmother got dementia. Oh, that's really sad. My grandma had dementia and it was sad. And gradually forgot who we all were over time. One afternoon we were out for lunch and she was having a lucid day, remembering things. And when we took her home, she said, what's your name? So I told her my name. She looked really happy and said, that's a lovely name. So I replied with, thanks. I chose it myself. And my family were in hysterics. And my grandmother replied with, everyone is coming out nowadays. She never could stay lucid enough to understand my transition, but it felt like she understood it then without us even noticing. Bless your grandma. That's so sweet. I like the joke of thanks, I chose it myself for your name. And your grandmother, everyone is coming out. It sounds like she would have totally accepted you though. Like, I love that. I have like a vibe. All my grandparents passed away by the time I was like 14. And I only really knew my maternal grandparents. But I'm like so confident in knowing that they would have accepted me. I don't know. I just got like this vibe. Especially like my granddad, because he was like the sweetest guy ever. Anyway, before I get emotional, my funny trans story. Yes, come on, make me laugh. I'm not dissing the other one. I loved it. It just reminded me of my grandma. Before coming out to anyone, I had a cake with pink and blue unicorn sprinkles on it for my 24th birthday. We do love a good unicorn sprinkle. At one point that evening, I jokingly explained to my best friend, who's a trans man, that these are gender unicorn sprinkles and he needs to be careful to only eat the blue ones or his transition would be reversed, like the Uno reverse card on your transition. Then, without breaking eye contact, I took a big bite of my piece of cake with a lot of both blue and pink sprinkles on it. No further questions or explanations on the topic, but safe to say, when I came out to him as non-binary a few months later, he already knew and was just waiting for me to tell him when I'm ready. Oh, I love that. Like, just trans buddies. I've seen coming out via cake, and they're like my favorite coming outs, I think. I think is my favorite method. I've never seen coming out via eating a cake in a certain way. This is very new. I love it. More, please. More unicorn sprinkles. There can never be enough. Hi there, Jamie. Hello. I don't know if this one counts. I'm sure it does count. They all count. But when I came out to my dad, I decided to come out by making a joke, and my dad didn't get what I was trying to say. Of course, typical dads. I ended up explaining, which confused my dad, as I had previously identified as gender fluid. He didn't seem happy about it at first. I'm sorry. I ended up giving him space to think, and the next day he came downstairs and said to me, here's some trans people on YouTube that you could watch. And 4 years later, I realized that he'd spent time upstairs watching your video, mine, and other YouTubers, to try and understand better. He's since become one of my biggest offenders, as is my mum, who helped me explain. Oh my god. No, don't do it. It's the combination. I was thinking about my grandparents, and now this, and this is so cute. My mum and I also once had a miscommunication over binders, as she thought I was talking about the medicine, fat binders, and I was referring to chest binders. I've never heard of those. It went on for a surprisingly long time until we had that, wait, do you mean something different moment? And then we ended up agreeing on getting one. Slight miscommunication. I love it. I need to move on though, because I will get emotional. I have a funny one. I feel like the order of these is just built to play with my emotions on a roller coaster. Just as I'm about to crack, they make me laugh. That doesn't mean I don't like the not funny ones. I love and appreciate all of these stories. I'm just very bad at being emotional in front of people. It makes me uncomfortable. I know it shouldn't, because there is nothing wrong with being emotional and there is nothing wrong with crying, but no. Both my parents and my sister know I'm trans, trans and they've been super accepting, but my dad is a little awkward about it because he doesn't know much about it. I recently told them I would be starting T soon in a few months' time. Woo. That was the weirdest woo. Woo. This is why I don't woo at concerts. Woo. And the other day, all three of them were on a car ride together without me, and they saw a man driving the same car as me, and he had a full beard, so apparently my dad said, damn, hormones work fast. Such a dad joke. Not only did I find it super funny when my mum told me, it also made me so happy because it shows my dad is getting more and more comfortable with the idea of me being trans. Yes. There's a certain type of like older generation guy, right? And typically guys who just don't know. I feel like my dad's like this. My dad made jokes very similar to this, and that was his way of showing me acceptance. And yeah, that absolutely is. That's very cute. I once managed to put my foot through my binder's armholes and then fell onto my face. How? Your foot through the armholes? You must have been pulling it up. And then the feet in the armholes. I need like a cartoon stop motion remake of what happened. Lovely. I hope your face is okay. And you have not done that since. A pad fell out of my pocket on the way out of school and I had to pretend it wasn't mine. It didn't actually happen to me where it fell out, but I know the fear. If I was at college or something back before testosterone stopped things for me, I would have one in like my back pocket so I didn't have to awkwardly take a backpack to the bathroom if I had to like pop out during a class or something. And I was in constant fear that like the corner of the purple wrapping or whatever colour it was would just poke out my back pocket or the whole thing would just fall out. Just constant nerves. I wouldn't put them in my front pockets because I use my front pockets, and like when I pull my phone out, the amount of money when I used to carry cash and stuff that I would just drop. I nearly always found it again, but I just £5 notes everywhere. So I was like, no way is a period pad going in my front pocket, but the back pocket, still scary. So yes, this is like one of my fears realized. I'm gender fluid and recently downloaded Tinder. I wanted to meet some new people in a city where I knew no one. It was quite obvious in my profile that I was AFAB and I'm a bit queer. I arrived for my first date and the first thing they say, well, aren't you just Schrodinger's gender? What a bizarre thing to say. That's a joke you need to make amongst friends if you know that your friend is comfortable with that kind of thing. I didn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to say and abandoned the date as soon as we finished our food, but I still laugh about it with my mates. Schrodinger's gender. Oh, I bet they thought they were being really funny though. I came out to my mum by using a Kahoot quiz. Novel. Love it. Yes. I came out to my mum as trans through watching Louis Theroux. Love Louis Theroux. My money don't jiggle jiggle. Louis Theroux helping the transes come out, if you didn't already love the guy. And on the very wonderful note of Louis Theroux, we are going to end this video here. What did you think? Did you enjoy this video? I hope you did. It always just makes me feel very happy, even though sometimes some of the stories nearly make me cry. But like happy tears, you know, like good emotions. I appreciate everybody who sends these stories and shares their personal experiences with me. It really means a lot that you are willing to be open and share things and let me make videos like this with it. So truly, I do appreciate it. I have saved the other ones that were sent in that I couldn't get through in this video, and I will do another video in the future of those and also ask for more to be sent in as well. I love making these videos and I hope you enjoyed my little story that I shared. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought, if you like this video, if you want to see more of these videos. I mean, I've made loads of these videos before and I will make loads. It doesn't matter what you say, I'm going to make them. And yeah, think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.